I see myself very self-driven. I want to get a good education. And when I visited here in Year 7, it's exactly what I wanted.
When I walked in the door and I saw how absolutely mind-blowing it was that you could inspire students, and it wasn't just me. There was a school of people and students that believed in each other and could be inspired. And now, I'm far from the arty teacher I used to be. I'm now a leader in the building that inspires, hopefully, and works hard with students to keep that message going. And you see it every day, just how inspirational the people around you are, and how above and beyond they go to ensure that those students are performing well.
People have different views on it, but you don't know until you come to this school how good it is. I think that's why I've got so much better and more confident, is because I've built relationships with teachers, so I feel more confident to speak in lessons.
No matter what you're doing, whether it's arts or a STEM subject, you're being treated the same. You're being given your emotional and creative freedom, whilst also the educational, not control, but forwarding in the right direction that you need.
These teaching staff will do anything for their students. They stay beyond, they go after school, weekends, holidays. They really do go the extra mile every day for our students. They work so hard, and those relationships are massively important. And secondly, their knowledge and their love for their own subjects is huge. And I think when students do come here, they kind of get swept into that culture, that high expectation, but they have this real love for their teachers, and they have this real respect for their energy, their enthusiasm, and they can clearly see that these teachers will do an awful lot for them.
They find it important to not just teach us, but to be there with us, I guess. It makes it much easier to break the strict formality that's expected and just talk. It doesn't always have to be about the lesson, what's going on. It's a nice relationship, I think, between everyone.
There's also staying on after school, which you can do if you're falling behind. So knowing that's just sort of helped me, because if I couldn't do something in primary school, I'd probably just quit. But now knowing that I've got teachers after school prepared to help me if I need it, then that's a lot more comforting.
From day one that you come in, there's a family that kind of look after you, and they make sure you feel comfortable with everything that you're supposed to be doing, and then you just kind of follow it. And within a couple of days, I literally felt really part of the team at lunchtimes, at breakfast times.
Straight from induction day, you kind of get how this school works, and you get a feel for it, and it doesn't change. Right from the start, you know what you're getting into. Less of a hustle and bustle and more of a business speed to it.
You never really get lost here, it's just all one big loop. So that's good, especially for when you're just coming into the school. I remember I wandered around countless times just doing laps until I found where I needed to be, but I got there in the end.
Yeah, it's good that you can find new things that you're good at here, because they give you a lot of choice in what you want to do.
So when obviously people come to our school, they look at the wonderful data, the wonderful outcomes we produce, which we do, which is obviously the reason why we win so many awards. Is obviously a fantastic accolade. But when they actually ask, well, what else do you do for the pupil? It's my subject, which hopefully offers that outcome in the long term. And therefore, as a consequence, it results in people being Brooke Weston delivering a better, more well-rounded curriculum.
No, I think it's important that we do work on the extracurricular stuff, because the actual education is important, but everyone wants to do something different and everyone has different talents, so being able to combine them is obviously really helpful. It's made me a lot more confident. The way I was sort of welcomed in here as well, rather than spending, say, a term trying to get used to things and sort of find new friends and that. Because there was so much I was done before, I kind of started straight in and was able to just straight away start sort of getting used to everything.
So we know them really well. So I could tell you in year 13 what any one of my students is planning to do next year, what they've studied this year, what their part-time job is. So we get involved in their lives and they know that, and they can trust us and we trust them back.
I think you don't really realise you're being taught to be independent, but then suddenly you realise that you do stuff on your own and you don't need someone to tell you to do things anymore. And I think definitely at Brooke Weston that happens, because at most schools you have like bells that tell you when to go places. Here you don't have that. And when I first joined I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to know when to go somewhere or what time it is, but you learn to be independent without realising you're learning to be independent.
And that comes back to this respect. We treat our students as we wish to be treated. They are young adults. We are gearing them up for their real world experience, their profession, their future career, their apprenticeship, whatever that might be.
Treats you equally, as if it doesn't treat you in a patronising way, and it knows like the school knows your strengths and weaknesses, and they're able to identify them and help you with them.
And that's what makes this place special, because we all believe in the common goal and in where the data and all the other things all fit in together to get those students to where they need to be. And then once we get them believing it and get the parents on board, it's just an amazing environment.
The whole persona is around the fact that they're driven by grades, and they aren't driven by grades. They want you to get the best grades, because why wouldn't they want you to get the best grades? But they're very much, they want you to get the best grades because they've looked after you properly, not because they've just made you get good grades. And I think they are very good at making sure you're okay.
Seeing the smile on the children's faces after they leave your lesson. I think that's the biggest catch. I think, especially here as well, we're quite lucky with the pupils we've got, and every time they sometimes leave your lesson, they say thank you. And you think, you're a little bit shocked by it. You think, oh wow, this is what we're doing just, to help you because we love it.
It's an amazing school. You have to be hardworking, you have to want to be here. But if you do, then it's an amazing opportunity and it's going to be a lot of fun.